Today we are at the Chestnut Level Presbyterian Church and cemeteries. There are two of them. This is known as the new one. You notice it's got a 1960 date on it. Even though this cemetery contains the oldest gravestone in Lancaster County. Her name is Elizabeth King, and we're going to see her in just a couple of minutes. Her husband is buried right beside of her. We're not entirely sure why she's in the new section, because the old section is actually down that hill, way out there, just to the right, in between the big tree and the small building there. You can see it out in the distance. We're going to be down there shortly. That is the old cemetery, and there's some really old stones in there, 1700s, 1800s, and lots of black slate stones as well, which are really in good shape. So I'm hoping to get to see that in just a few minutes. This is the old church, and I understand this building is old as well, but it appears to be in use even right now. I mean, it's in really good shape. It's modernized. You can see the website there of the church, chestnutlevel.org. But it's definitely in nice shape, though. It's really been kept up well. See the bell tower up there, except I don't think there's a bell up there. In memory of Revolutionary War patriots of Chestnut Level Presbyterian Church. About 30 or so names on there, 35, 40 maybe. I believe I read there's 1,500 or so burials in here. And Miss Elizabeth King and her husband are right over here. Look at those beautiful stones right there. Here lieth the body of Elizabeth King, who departed this life 21 day of February 1732, aged 23. Her husband, here lies the body of Robert King, who died June 22nd, 1763, aged 58 years. So he most definitely outlived her. You can see that this has been repaired at some point. They added some concrete around the bottom to help hold those stones together. But look at that, 1732, and look at the shape that thing is in. If you look at this, look at the carvings, the flowers in there. Some really beautiful work that has held up for all these hundreds of years. Just kind of turn around a little bit here, some nice above ground boxes there. Let's see who's right beside him. Memory of Isabel, wife of John King, who departed this life December 14, 1871, in the 71st year of her age, though lost to sight, to memory dear. And then here is John King, her husband, departed this life January 4th, 1847. In the 53rd year of his age. So she outlived him by 30 years. But there you have it. This is Chestnut Level's new section. So we are going to head over to the old section, take a peek over there, but take a look, just take a look at the surrounding. Look at this. This is beautiful out here. Man, just beautiful. All right, let's go visit Chestnut Level Old section. Here we go. So a couple minutes ago, we were up there at the church up on top of that hill, right up there, and that was where the Chestnut Level New Cemetery is. Now we're going to visit the old. Right here, surrounded by a few homes. It's obvious that someone takes really, really good care of this cemetery. I can see flags flying, the grass is neatly mowed, weed-eated. It looks really, really good. Chestnut Level Cemetery, founded 1725, and this wall was rebuilt in 1905. Old iron gate, and that thing is heavy too. Nice and heavy. Look at that. Look at that kind of orange moss mold, whatever, all over that. Well, I don't have a lot to say about anything specific in here. Oh, we got an American flag down. You know what? I'm going to take care of that right now. I'm not sure where this came from, but let's see if I can figure it out. I'm gonna mount it right in here. Okay, I don't know if that's where it goes or not, but all right, let's just take a walk down the rows and see what we see here. Some very, very thin stones here. Some kind of slate, shale, something or other. We'll come back to those in a few minutes. I'm just going to walk up and down these rows. We'll see whatever we see. Many of these are unreadable, but some of them certainly still are readable. War of 1776. Might have a Revolutionary War soldier there. Can that be read at all? No, not really from here. The sun is bright today, so it makes things hard to see with your eyes out here. They might come out on video much better. Now that one says Vietnam. That looks like a really, really old stone. Who knows? That looks like November 9, 1758 is what I'm reading right there. Aged 70 years. And look at how thin. Look at how thin that is. See, that's barely the width of my fingers there. There's a 1736 right there. Matthew Scott, 7th day of October, 1736, age 52 years. So this one was born in the 1600s. So wow, some really, really old stuff here. Well, here's one that reads really nicely. In memory of Isaac Towson, departed this life 17 March 1830 something, 33, 35. Margaret Towson, again 1830 something, and the fourth number looks like it's kind of smudged out. A little hard to read there. There's an 1838 death. And wherever you see the flags, probably means a soldier, a servant of the country at some point. And let's see what this one says right here. That says War of 1776 on it. Many of these are really getting lost to time. Hard to read them. Here lieth the body of Elizabeth Baxter, departed this life September 1768. That one jumped right out at me. John Baxter departed this life the 21st of, 1769, age 96 years. Now we've got this row of, these are falling apart. These are beginning to become unlaminated, whatever it's made out of. But you can read them. The body of James Roger, died 1743. Mary Snodgrass, 1761. I can read the name, but not the year on that one. There's an 1886 right there. There we go. Horse and buggy right there. You can see we're definitely in Amish country here. That looks like a 1756 right there. Here's a 1749, Jean Robison. 1749 right there. Looks like there's a whole family here. John, James, Mary, John, all Buchanans. Got one here that was broken off and is just sitting here in memory of Nicholas Brofferton. Departed this life August 9, 1757. Next row, we're just heading up the hill. Trying to find the ones that you can actually read. Read this one from back here. Look at this. Memory of Rosanna Patty. Sorry, the sun's bright. Departed this life 1769. The fact that these are so thin and yet they're still standing is kind of amazing. I mean, again, this stone right here, just the width of my fingers, that's it. And they're not broken to flat length, flat on the ground, although I suspect some of these might have been. That's why the concrete has been poured to restand them up. Some of these are just outright amazing looking at them. There's a 1757 death right there. In memory of William Steele, departed this life October 23rd, 1780, age 73 years, and Rachel Steele, his widow, deceased April 8th, 1798, age 72 years. Also their children, Elizabeth, Leah, Samuel, Mary, and Joseph, who all died very young in the 1700s. None of them outlived their parents. Sad. Like I stated in an earlier video, I think the one at Shant's graveyard, that medical care back then is not what it is today. Many mothers and children did not make it. There's a death of 1764. Her name is Margaret Clark. Samuel and Jane Martin right there. Looks like I see an 1811 at the bottom of that stone. There's an 1815, I see, death date. Oh, I can't read that. I think that may say 1831, but I'm not sure. And here we have some broken pieces laying on top of this one. The bodies of Margaret and Jean Larimore, children of James Larimore. And then the dates are chipped off the bottom, can't read them. Here's a departed this life 1803. And Elizabeth, his wife, who died in 1765. So he apparently outlived her by quite a few years. These ones that are out here all by themselves, kind of all alone, can't read them. It's sad. You have to go hopefully find something in county records, that sort of thing. But you don't know who that is anymore. Died 1872, mother. All right. Whoever's done the work in here has really done some nice work to keep these up and standing and looking good. But I'm going to say this cemetery is really in nice shape. In memory of Martha Haird, Haerd, departed this life March the 3rd, 1760, age 62 years. Oh, can't read them, but one of them was a soldier. Our last row, and then we have some that are kind of leaning up against the wall that apparently at some point they broke off. Here's a death of 1751. I think that's a 5. That's possible. Could be. Yeah, it's 5. 1751. Here lies the body of David Robeson, deceased 1746. Couple out here by themselves. See, there's some out here against the corner of the wall that at some point we're out here in the yard and they don't know where they go. We have a David Milligan here and his wife. Let's take a look at these. There's an 1822 death date. And most of these have no writing on them that we can see, but look at this one. There lies the body of Sarah Patterson, who deceased this life April 10, 1700, age 52 years. 1700. Wow. There's a broken piece that has a 1755 on it. And there's one more up this wall. Memory of Margaret McMillan, departed this life July the 27th, 1758, aged 10 years. 10 years old. Wow. Well, look at this. Just take a look down the hill here. Just beautiful cemetery. And if you can imagine out here in this pasture land. That's where these people lived, worked, and went to church, and married, and had children, and ultimately died right here. If you ever wanted a beautiful place to be buried, right here in Chestnut Level, Pennsylvania is a pretty nice place. Thanks for watching. If you stayed with us all the way through to the end, till the next video, you guys have a wonderful day.